The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code NBA SGPN to get a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no voice, no guys. Me, really real, villain real. Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. I mean, it was rather easy. Rather easy. I didn't hit the lock. That wasn't easy. That was actually really hard. But the dog? Come on. It don't matter. Doesn't matter. Underdog, any type of dog, don't matter what kind of dog. As long as we a dog, handle business. I mean, laying points with 0-3. Let's just say that 0-3 are the Portland Trail Blazers when they are a favorite this season. 0-3. Can't lay points in the toilet bowl, man. It's against the principles. We don't give you a lot of principles here, but when we do, you gotta listen, and you absolutely cannot lay points in the toilet bowl. It's crazy. It's crazy around here. Scott, did you believe it? Would you believe it? Scott Reichel. Scott, what's going on?
Scotty, beat me up.
Surprise.
How about if you sweep it out?
What's the point? I can't do anything right.
You'll do fine.
Hey, pal. You just blowing from Stupid Town?
Yeah, not a great episode for me. I think that was the first time I got reverse swept in probably like 3 weeks. I've had a good run, but it ended yesterday. Wasn't really that close. Unfortunately, in hindsight, I was torn between two plays for the lock. It was the over in the Bulls game and the damn Thunder, who I thought would kill the Sixers, and I proceeded to just not take the Thunder for no reason. Thunder, of course, coasted the entire way through, and the Bulls game ended up falling a bit short. One bad quarter. Yeah, belt to ass, basically. Point is, didn't really work out there for the Bulls game there as they went a little bit short. I think it was the second quarter that kind of destroyed it. Point is, though, overall, I think we got most of the games, I'd say, somewhat correct. I just ended up picking
the Bucks.
Yeah, Bucks. I like the over in the game. Bucks got there too, but I
move
like
your hand. Move your hand. Move your hand.
Just to ask, by the way, did you have a belt to like buy the station just for this bit, or did you just look around and you just had it?
I might have used the bit on another show, and
okay,
when I bring my props to the studio, they typically hang out here for a couple of months, so I was able to reuse it, repurpose and reuse.
Fair enough.
Reduce, reuse, and recycle.
Something like that. But point is that the Bucks game worked out to our favor. I know I like the over in the game. We thought Giannis would do whatever he wanted. He had a 30-plus point triple-double, so that worked out. Overall, the card was interesting yesterday. Jamal Murray, shout out to you for listening to the podcast.
Bro, fuck Jamal Murray. That's why that Michael Porter Jr. didn't cash, because Jamal Murray randomly goes out there for a 45-point game. Yeah,
it was kind of crazy. He could not miss a shot for the entire game. Shout out to Scoot, by the way, who had a monster game.
I think Jamal Murray just proved, furthermore, what we say about him, you can't feel confident betting Jamal Murray any day because you have the 40. Even if you take the under, even if you sat there and said, yeah, okay, then he gives the 45 and you take the over and he comes out there and has like a 10-point game.
Well, that was the one thing, though, is that unless you took Joker triple-double, I would say that Murray single-handedly sabotaged everybody else's props because he made every
literally
shot.
The entire everybody else on the team.
But either way, Murray had a great game. Scoot had a great game. Joker just was messing around. Joker had a triple-double on 7 shot attempts, which is just pretty funny. Besides that, though, I think if there's anything else we're talking about, we say we're going to make fun of whoever lost the game between the Hawks and the Suns. Suns, nice job. You ended up losing that game.
They went back and forth in that, too. The Suns were up.
Oh, they were up 9, yeah. They ended up losing. But...
And then they were up, and then Atlanta went up.
Trey went crazy. Trey had 43. That's the crazy part, is that Durant and Booker combined for 66 points, and they still lost the game.
Yeah.
Okongwu off the bench had 22 points and 21 rebounds.
Yeah, that was
off the bench in 28 minutes.
Yeah,
22 and 21. That's pretty crazy.
Nurk was laughing. Nurk was in his little what is it? The bubble. When you get sick and they put you in that little plastic bubble. He was in his little plastic bubble laughing. All right. Nice stuff here. Nets carried the day, though. Nets absolutely carried the day. You just got to, I mean, come
They
on.
didn't just care, but they led the entire game. Like they beat the crap out of that team.
Oh, Scoot had 20, like a perfect 20 in the first quarter, the first like quarter and a half. He had like a perfect 7 for 7, 5 for 5 from the field. I really thought Scoot Henderson was going to be the sole reason that I didn't hit that play.
Yeah,
All
he
right.
was 13 of 18, 39 points, and they got their asses kicked from the get-go. But the Nets didn't even use Claxton. They had D'Angelo play 21 minutes off the bench. He looked fine, 13 and 9 in 21 minutes. You saw Cam Johnson come back. He had 24. The Nets team's still too good when they actually have guys that are healthy to tank, so they're going to have to figure that out. But shout out to DeAndre, who decided not to play. He ended up having 2 points, 8 rebounds in 24 minutes. 2 points, took 4 shots the entire game. All right, nice job, Ayton. But either way, Nets, when they're healthy, are not bad. So there you go.
Yeah, DeAndre Ayton sucks. All right.
2 points? Come on, Ayton. Come on, man.
Grab
2
the
points?
SGPN app. Instant access to all of our free picks and podcasts over there. If you keep asking, talking about it, hey, where are the picks? Where are the podcasts? Where's all of that? Tennis, all that. Yeah, you can head over to the SGPN app. Get all of that for free. It's free in the App Store or Google Play Store. Wherever you get your stuff store, you get the SGPN app. All right, Scott. Let's see here. I feel like we've gotten to the point of the season where they're consistently, giving us a bunch of games every single day. I mean, I feel like every single day has been at least 6, 7 games. None of those 2-game, 3-game slates anymore. All right, let's kick things off here. Wednesday in the association, we got the New York Knickerbockers on the road going to play the Philadelphia 76ers. I guess Joel Embiid and Paul George are playing because for some reason this line is only Knicks laying 6, 219.5 is the total. Injury report here for these two teams, and we've got Jalen Brunson is probable with the shoulder injury. We've got Jericho Sims, who is questionable with the back / apparently they're trying to trade him thing. All right. And we've got Karl Anthony Towns questionable with thumb injury. On the other side of the ball, we've got, here we go. Andre Drummond is out. Well, that says we'll see. I think Andre Drummond's out still with the toe injury. We've got Joel Embiid. We'll see. Game time decision there. Paul George, Kyle Lowry, Caleb Martin. We'll see about Maxey, and KJ Martin is for sure out. So a bunch of questionable tags on a back-to-back for the Philadelphia 76ers. The line says 6, so I'm pretty sure that means they expect Joel Embiid to play the second half of the back-to-back. Probably the same for Paul George as well.
I'm going to ask you because they're your team.
I mean, doesn't matter.
You could argue that it does because the Knicks kind of mess around a bit against weaker competition, but you're looking at, sorry, I have the wrong team listed. I had the Pacers. Whoops. Point is, I do think that the Sixers are, once again, significantly worse, so I'm not going to make a real argument that they're going to win the game, but, maybe if they want to get revenge from the playoff series last year, you can build some narrative around it. I don't care. This team stinks. That's the argument. You go for narrative and go, well, if Embiid plays and stuff like that happens. Embiid barely plays anyway. Like, if Embiid just walks in after not playing for a week and a half, is he guaranteed to drop 30? No, probably not. Like, what Embiid are we going to get anyway? Nobody knows.
I mean, when Joel Embiid comes on the court,
you assume when he's healthy, he should give you like 25 to 30 minimum. But like, I don't know how efficient he's going to be. That's kind of my point, though. It's like you want to make a case for the Sixers because if Embiid plays, they got a chance to win. I don't know what % health we're getting from Embiid if he misses half the games with a foot injury. I don't know what we're expecting. He can walk in at 70%. I don't know. He might be rusty. Who knows? Like, he hasn't played in a week. So I'll ask you. I feel like the Knicks are kind of obvious. We could argue that it's a trap line because if the Sixers get everybody back, maybe they're dangerous. They're not dangerous if you've seen all three of them play with Maxey, George, and Embiid. They weren't winning much when all three of them were playing anyway. Like, I don't think this team's that good.
No, and that's really what I think it is. I think at this point, I'm just saying, this team isn't good. Even when they have those guys in, like now you have to figure everything out.
There's no chemistry because they never play together.
Like there's no, I don't feel bad. I don't feel good about it. Whereas you have the Knicks, yet again, Another fucking loss to the goddamn Pistons. Another loss to the Pistons. That's their kryptonite. They just can't beat the Pistons. But I mean, you got a road favorite off a loss as a home favorite. That's a pretty good system to back. A favorite coming off a loss, pretty good system to back. They got the rest advantage here as well. Like I feel pretty good about the Knicks coming into this game, playing an elite style of defense and handling the 76ers, regardless of whoever shows up there. Even if Embiid does play, like he's probably going to slow the pace to a minimum, and we're not going to see a bunch of possessions in this one. So I like an under regardless. I think an under is a good play here, under 219.5. I would look at a Philly team total under as well. Knicks over the last 5 games have been really good, especially in the first half, but overall to holding their opponent under their team total. So yeah, I'm really good on the 76ers here. I just can't back this team at all.
Yeah, I feel like once again it's a spot where I'm also looking just at the lineups defensively, trying to figure out who's going to guard who, and I don't know who's going to guard half the players on the Knicks. Like, can Maxey hold Brunson? No. Josh Hart's kind of going to do whatever he wants in terms of rebounding, etc. Bridges, you like Oubre on him? Not really, I guess.
This
Caleb
is just
Martin on. Like, I don't know. I think the Knicks have a lot of guys who can do a lot of different things, and the Sixers don't have that. So I see Christian asking what the record is for the Knicks without Cat. I don't know because Cat's questionable in like every game, so I don't know if it actually matters. I'm assuming he's going to play, but who knows? I don't have the record in front of me.
They are significantly worse without Cat.
As they should be, because he's getting paid like $50-60 million. They should be worse when he misses.
You traded 2 key pieces for him. Like, yes, they are significantly worse without Cat. However, this Philly team is pretty bad.
You factor in Cat,
I can see the Knicks letting down here. I think that's where he's getting at. I can see the Knicks letting down here, and that's why I feel like maybe an underplay is a little bit better. I can't see this not being a slow-paced, grinded out, ugly game where, yeah, the Knicks may come in here and mess around scoring the basketball, but I just can't see Philly doing anything consistent, especially with this injury report. Like, we could be completely wrong, and B could still not play. Paul George could still not play. Like, all of these people could still not play. We're giving them the benefit of the doubt of saying they're playing. They could all still not play in this game.
Yeah, by the way, it is a homecoming for like half the Knicks roster, so just keep that in mind. Close to Nova, just saying. It's close. So you factor in Hart, you factor in Brunson, you factor in Bridges. A lot of guys familiar with Philly.
Josh Hart living in New York, going to school at Nova, and being a Commanders fan is just like,
it's wild. But Bridges once again Bridges has a connection there. So, maybe he has a solid game in general. But on a separate note, I'm not going to rant about it. This is a big reason why I think NBA ratings and stuff are down, because you don't know who the hell's going to play in any of these games. This is kind of insane. It's supposed to be like going to the season to assume Knicks Sixers. Solid game. Who's playing? We have no idea.
Eastern Conference semis. Yeah.
Correct. Eastern Conference semis. Very fun series from last year that went 6, I think, in the end. And then you figure, I might go get tickets to this. And you don't know who's playing for either team. It's like, all right, great. How are you supposed to buy tickets to this game?
I can argue that Atlanta-Chicago may be a more fun game to watch than this.
Well, the total's 245.5, so I hope so. But I'm just saying, Sixers fans, you think Sixers fans are thrilled to go to the arena, not expecting Embiid not to play in 80% of games? Of course not. I'm sure they're miserable.
I'd be more shocked if he played. If I came to the game, I said, "Oh, Joel Embiid's playing today."
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow, we need to go play the lottery.
Yeah, pretty much. But you get what I'm trying to say. Sixers fans, yeah, let's go see them play the Knicks. Great. Who's playing? I don't know.
All right, enough of that. Boston Celtics. Before we get to the Celtics, let me talk to you about DraftKings, the official sports betting partner of the NFL. You can go lock in on all the NFL playoffs, but not just that. You can do everything over there at DraftKings Sportsbook. They have a whole bunch of same-game parlay options for the NBA as well. You can mix together some of the points and rebounds, points and assists and rebounds, all of that into one same-game parlay. You can do that at the DraftKings Sportsbook, and they have a whole bunch of great offers that they give you all the time. I mean, I'm getting no sweat and profit boost every single day over there with DraftKings, so make sure you lock in with them too, and you can get, if you're a new customer, bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets by using the promo code SGP. That is promo code SGP for a bet 5. Get $200 in bonus bets over there at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Stars.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPENY or text HOPENY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Yeah, tried to set it up for you, Scott.
I know you did. I appreciate that.
The Boston Celtics are on the road going to play the Toronto Raptors. Raptors have banned Drake from talking on the commentary team after his DeMar DeRozan comments and saying he would go up to the Raptors and pull it down. Really tough 365 hours for Drake. I mean, it seems like everybody's turning on him. Everybody is against him.
Yeah, Steph Curry gave him a hug. Does that count?
I guess so. I've heard some people say it was a fake hug. I have, but that's probably the highlight of his time. But the Raptors, I mean, he was on. If you watch Raptors like commentary, when Drake's there, Drake is on commentary. They straight up said, "Yeah, we're done with you. We're rocking with DeRozan."
Is that because of the DeRozan thing, or is that because
I think it's because of the DeRozan.
I was going to
thing.
say, is that because of the DeRozan thing or because of the Kendrick thing?
Oh, I mean, no, because he was on after Kendrick.
He was?
He was. He was talking shit about DeRozan. Like,
I just remember he was getting dragged by Kendrick for a couple of weeks there.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if,
all that happened. The season started. He went on there and he was, they were asking him about DeRozan. They said something about hanging a DeRozan.
Yeah, I remember the DeRozan comments.
Yeah.
Stuff. I just wasn't sure if that was also like potentially because of the, Kendrick stuff that happened. But for the record, Toronto should support DeRozan. Like, why not? DeRozan actually played for the team.
They straight up turned against Drake. They said, "Yeah, you're not getting on commentary anymore."
Well, just to be clear, like, why wouldn't they turn? What does Drake do? He's Canadian. He's.
I mean, it would be like the Knicks turning on. Well, not as much, but like it would be like the Knicks turning on
Spike Lee.
Yeah, like he's the quote unquote super fan. Quote unquote.
I mean, I guess like all right, sure. I mean, DeRozan was an all-star for that team. He led them to a couple one seeds. They didn't win anything. And then eventually got traded for Kawhi, and they won something. But, I mean, DeRozan's a future Hall of Famer.
Oh, and he's 100% getting his jersey in the Raptors over there. Like,
yeah, 100%. Like that's not even a discussion.
No, it's not, and which is hilarious. And then DeRozan, like, yeah, he can go up there and take.
DeRozan and Lowry are guaranteed to get their jerseys up there. What basketball history do the Raptors have?
All right, enough of this conversation.
Just saying.
Can't believe Kyle Lowry made another appearance outside of the 76ers game. All right, laying 14.5 with the Boston Celtics.
He's also a Hall of Famer, by the way, Kyle Lowry, when he retires. Just saying. You underestimate how easy it is to make it into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
230 is the total. Golly, I would hate to hear Kyle Lowry's Hall of Fame acceptance speech. There is no injury report for the Boston Celtics. They are completely off the sick report overall. We got Emmanuel Quickley, who, guess what, is out with a groin injury. Jesus Christ, man. What is this? Are you seriously hurt again? No way. This isn't sickness. This is ridiculous. This got to be the same one. And they're like, it's like we're being careful with them. This can't be a brand new injury. Can't be. All right. Scott, are you doing it? Are you laying 14.5? I mean, I know the Raptors suck. I
can't do this. No. I mean, the last time they played, the Celtics beat them by like 40 or 50, but the Raptors also lost on a Tatum buzzer beater earlier this season, and they also didn't they beat this team?
Hey, that is the realm of possibility for the Raptors. Like that basically sums up the Raptors' entire season. You either lose on a buzzer beater or you get blown out by 40.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at the Celtics. They have 2 games against the Raptors. They won by 54, and they won in overtime by 3. So you flip a coin. I'm going to go with the Raptors at home because they're in Canada. They're a lot better at home than on the road. We've talked about this before. So I'll go with Toronto. Yes, the Celtics on paper should bury this team. Duh. I'm not going to tell you that they shouldn't, but Boston has been losing outright by a lot. I'd say when they are favored by double digits. They have been awful as double-digit favorites all year. Even outright winning. They've been losing games as double-digit favorites. So I'm not going to bother. Give me Toronto.
All right, let's see here. Yeah, I'm taking Toronto. This is ugly game to have to take, but I just can't. At this point, I can't lay 14.5 with the Boston Celtics. We got the Celtics. Yeah, 1-2 ATS is favorite sub 10 or more this season. The Raptors are 1-1. I mean, 13-7-1 at home this season. ATS are the Raptors. I'm going to trust that rather than the Celtics, who have been, if you've been betting the Celtics against the spread every single game, you've lost money, and you lost a good amount of it. 15, 22, and 2 ATS this season. All right.
Anything else you want to add for this one? Because once again, I just feel like Boston's going to mess around and the game will get close for no reason.
I mean, if it's going to be close, then they're probably going over the total.
Yeah, probably. I like the over anyway because Boston could drop 130. It's also
that's also a rebel possibility. What I will say is that Toronto has a lot of motivation to not play like shit, because last time they played this team, they scored 71 points. Like, come on. That's like, for an NBA team. An NBA team, that is absolutely ridiculous. Honestly, 71 points in the W is kind of wild.
Yeah.
71 points in the W is kind of wild. So for the NBA,
unless it's a Sun game.
Yeah, if you get to 70 on the Sun, you're like, all right,
that's pretty good. That's a good day.
Thank God. The Dallas Mavericks are on the road going to play the New Orleans Pelicans. Mavericks are laying 2.5, 225.5 is total. Let's look at the sick report. We've got Derek Lively, who left that game early yesterday. Probably going to be out today. The ankle sprain looked somewhat concerning. No Luka, of course. There is reports that Kyrie doesn't plan on playing a back-to-back here. We've got Brandon Ingram still out for the Pelicans. Other than that, they don't have anybody on the sick report. Sick report looks a lot better today compared to yesterday.
I mean, can I play the drop or no? Because like Dallas,
no, because they got
isn't
Kyrie.
bad, but I know Kyrie's there. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like these teams are not very good right now, at least. Dallas got curb stomped yesterday. As for New Orleans, they actually won a game. Congratulations! And now Zion's listed right now as playing. It's a back-to-back, so I would tread lightly on that. So the line I feel like makes sense. I think it was 1.5. Now it's 2.5. You can argue that it's a good get-up spot for Dallas if you're getting buried the game prior. Like maybe they just
that's all the motivation I needed. They got buried the game prior, and I can't trust New Orleans. They're coming off a win, so give me the Mavericks.
I think I would go. Do I want the over in this game? I might just go with Kyrie points, honestly. Like, who's going to check Kyrie on this team? You're going to put McCollum on him and say, have fun? Like, what are you supposed to do? I think Kyrie's got a shot to drop 30, maybe more than that tonight. I like Kyrie points. I'll go props instead.
And the fact is, even if they, DeJounte's long. He can stay in front of
He also doesn't actually try to guard anybody in most of his games.
And then Jose Alvarado, coming off the bench. But, honestly, I like Kyrie over the best defender.
So do I, but I'm saying I don't even know the best defender is.
But majority of people's best defender, I like Kyrie regardless.
For the record, he has been alternating good games and bad games against New Orleans, basically, but he has dropped 33-plus points in 3 of the last 5 games against New Orleans. He's dropped at least 27 in 4 of the last 6 against New Orleans. So, historically, he tends to do quite well against this team.
All right. Yeah, enough of that. Over, I guess, maybe. Don't really have a good feel in that one. That's an ugly game. Very, very ugly game. Take Dallas, but yeah. All right. Taking Dallas is always a risk. The Orlando Magic going up against the Milwaukee Bucks. We just saw this last week.
Yep.
Laying 5.5 here in Milwaukee this time. 2 are the Bucks. 211 is the total injury report. Let's see. Anybody sick? We've got Corey Joseph, who is sick. Patient 0 for today. Corey Joseph is questionable with an illness. We've got Goga Batazzi, who's questionable with the hip. We've got KCP, who is questionable with the knee. We've got, Jesus Christ, Jet Howard, who is doubtful with an ankle injury. We've got Gary Harris, Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner, as you know, all out. Paulo Banchero still on a minutes limit. And then Chris Middleton is a game time decision with his ankles. He got the rest yesterday, so I assume he's probably going to play today. Gary Trent Jr., same thing, ruled out yesterday. He might play today. We'll see, but I don't know about Gary Trent. I'm more confident that Middleton's probably going to end up playing some minutes. All right.
I mean, Milwaukee did once again have a great game yesterday offensively. Giannis, after having a 30-point triple-double, is there a chance he sits? I don't know. Like, I don't know what to expect with Milwaukee's injury report for this game. Now, Orlando does have Paolo, who's actually looked very good. He's coming back from injury, so that's a good sign. They played in Orlando a couple of days ago. I think it was over the weekend. That game was close. Milwaukee ended up surviving as they won. I feel like Orlando, once again, is a lot worse on the road than at home, but I think this team's dangerous. I actually don't mind Orlando. I think they're alive to win this game.
Yeah. They keep these games close. It's to where this number is at. I think that if I were to play it, I'd probably play a Milwaukee 1-10. Milwaukee has been really solid in getting and being able to withstand the runs at the end and being able to survive. Really, that's what the last two games that they played this season was, Milwaukee surviving rather than Milwaukee winning. They just survived and was able to get out there. Orlando did cover the number in both of those two games. I think this could be a close game. I'm with you, Scott. I'm taking the points, but I think that a Milwaukee 1-10 and gives me that little bit of freeway there with maybe this is a lose by the hook on Orlando plus the points or something like that. But
this could easily be a one possession game late.
Yeah.
So,
and it's it's really what are the free throws going to do? Are the free throws going to push us over this, or are the free throws going to keep us in the number? That's basically how I feel.
Well, it depends if Giannis makes any free throws. Couldn't hit a free throw against them on Friday. I think Giannis having a career low free throw percentage actually.
Paulo Banchero should have another good game too.
Yeah, that was his first game back too when he had a monster game against this team. So
I think he's going to cook them.
I agree.
All right. Let's see here. Before we get to the next game of the slate, gotta talk to you about Stake.us. We partnered up with Stake.
Speaking of Drake.
Yeah, speaking of Drake, America's ultimate social casino. I mean, I wouldn't get any of that mojo that he has over there, but hey, maybe if you come around here, you can get going on the hot casino stuff that you can get over there. Plus, they got some live dealers as well that give it more of a much more real feel, authentic feel. And some people prefer the live dealer casino over the computer dealing. So yeah. Hey, you can also use that promo code SGPN at sign up, and you can get 250,000 gold coins, which can be used for the free-to-play games, and $25 stake cash, which can be played with and redeemed for real cash. Stake.us, promo code SGPN. That is stake.us, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, one of the biggest menus of fantasy projections for all sports. We do it in the NBA, as you know, but you can also lock in college basketball, NFL, college football, MMA, all of that and more. They give you a whole bunch of specials and boosts all the time on your entries where you can flex them and get an even higher payout. So go sign up with promo code NBASGPN, claim your special pick, and for sign deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code NBASGPN. All right. What we got? Wow, still got a number of games left. The Atlanta Hawks are on the road going to play the Chicago Bulls. Bulls are laying 243.5 is the total. Injury report. And we've got for the Atlanta Hawks, DeAndre Hunter was ruled out yesterday. Going to see if he's going to be able to play today. But both of these two teams are on a back-to-back, so I really don't have much of an injury report for you. Jalen Johnson was ruled out, so probably not going to see him again. Same handicap as me for yesterday, Scott. No Jalen Johnson. I mean, you can't take this Hawks team. I mean, you couldn't take the Hawks team with them, but you really can't take them without them. And now they're coming off of a win? Absolutely not. Give me Chicago. Chicago, I went against Chicago yesterday thinking, hey, they can 100% let down against this Pelicans team. Now they see a Hawks team that is 20-19, slightly above 500. They send them back to 500. Chicago gets the win.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Bulls as well. I feel like Atlanta did a nice win yesterday. Props to them. I know Trae Young was questionable entering that game. Then he dropped 43. So the questionable tag means nothing in the NBA. But is Trae going to play the second half of back-to-back? I don't know. Like, there's a chance he sits too, but Jalen is a very important player for this team. Okonkwo had a monster game off the bench yesterday with 20 and 20, basically. They had a good game. Do I think they'll be able to replicate that effort? No. I think that the Bulls should be motivated after losing to New Orleans, but I think you're looking at a head-to-head that's been pretty favorable to Chicago so far this season. Chicago's 2-1. Faced off one time in Chicago back in November. The Bulls won by 14. Bulls won each of the first two games by at least 12. Then the last game, they had a massive choke job where they got outscored by 25 in the fourth quarter, and they lost by 8. So the Bulls could easily be 3-0 against this Hawks team. And they had a massive meltdown. Also, Billy Donovan, probably the worst coach quarter of the entire season in that game. But I do think Atlanta, once again, has had a really hard time of actually beating this Bulls team. And it took a Herculean effort in the final 9 minutes of that last game to come back and win. The Bulls should be 3-0 against this team. I'll go with Chicago -2.5.
Yeah.
I like the over, though. I mean, I'm expecting a bunch of points, but I'll go with the Bulls.
And because we're not betting Zach today, he's going to have another 30-point game.
Yes, I also want to point out Zach had 2 in the first half, finished with 25. So I don't know really what happened there in the first half, but he had 25 points in the end. So,
oh man, I swear they be listening, man. I swear. All right,
I agree with Adam though. I don't mind the Trey under 29.5 points on the premise that one, he might be physically exhausted after having 40 plus yesterday. B, he was still questionable the game prior. I'm not sure he's 100% healthy, so I don't mind that. Maybe if you want to sell high on a prop, Trey points. If you want to sell high off a 40 piece, has some value.
I'm pretty sure he was on the sick report yesterday too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was something, and he was on the sick report. So
yep, it didn't matter anyway. But
yeah, I can't get on an over here just because I think Atlanta's going to let down. And I don't think
okay. Bulls team total over, maybe they go for 130.
Bulls team total over. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bulls run them out the gym today. I'm not gonna lie.
Go.
There we go. My Memphis Grizzlies on the road going to play the San Antonio Spurs. Memphis laying 2.5. This actually went down, Scott. 239 is the total. Jay Huff for Memphis is probable with the knee injury. We've got all the regular players: GG, Marcus Smart, Cam Spencer, all out. Jeremy Sohan out for the San Antonio Spurs, and that is it.
It's an interesting game on paper.
It is, but is it going to turn out like? I mean,
Memphis is the better team
against good teams.
They beat. Good teams, not really. They gave the Knicks a run for their money on Christmas. They ended up falling apart in the fourth quarter. They beat the Lakers, but we don't think that team's any good, so that doesn't mean anything. No, not really. I know they won one game without Wemby earlier this year against the Thunder. I don't know how the hell they won that game in hindsight, but but that's basically it. They don't really step up against good teams, and I think Memphis is the deeper team. I've roasted the Spurs bench for the entire season. I don't like their supporting cast. So I will go with Memphis. They had a couple of tough losses there to Houston, so I do think that once again, even though they're a lot better at home than on the road, I do think that Memphis should be...
But Memphis is still good on the road now. 12-7-1 ATS.
I think we'd agree, though, Memphis is better at home. They're 10-10 straight up at home, but I think you're looking at the Grizzlies being the better team, objectively speaking, and assuming that Ja's going to play and assuming half the team's not injured. I do think this Grizzlies team is significantly more talented. So I'll go with the Grizzlies here. They were able to beat Minnesota on the road in their last road game by 2. That was a pretty fun game. The 2 games against Houston, though, might leave a bitter taste in their mouth because they could have won both those games, and they fell a bit short. I'm going to go with Memphis -2.5. I just think they're objectively the better team.
Yeah, I think Houston just kind of has their number. They were up double digits, and then Jalen Green just goes off, and they take an L there. I still think this is one of the better teams. I don't think the Spurs are on the level of a top 3 team in the West, and this line is really short. Now, this could be a trap because this line is so short, but I'm willing to fall into the trap. Give me Memphis.
I just wonder if it's a little bit of an overreaction to the Spurs beating up on the Lakers, where I just think Memphis is the better team. And they're 25-15. They've also missed a bunch of their stars for half the season. They can even be better than 25-15.
Yeah, they really can.
So that's kind of where I'm at. I think Memphis is just a class above this team.
And they're still missing. Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
Regardless, would you say that helps? All right. Yeah, I'm all over Memphis. 239 is total. I think that's really high.
It's gone up though. They're expecting Memphis to push the pace, but the Spurs are focused so much on playing defense that a lot of the games go under. I like the under in this game.
I just the Spurs struggle scoring them. If it's not Wemby and Devin Vassell isn't having a legendary game, who is it? Who's scoring the basketball?
Yeah, the argument would be that Memphis's pace is going to result in a high-scoring game because they had a couple high-scoring games against the Rockets. They play good defense, 252 against the Timberwolves, but the Spurs have had a bunch of unders. I think I would prefer maybe Spurs team total under because I think the Grizzlies could potentially drop a bunch of points. So I think the Spurs are going to have a hard time scoring for me. Unless Wemby is a monster game and maybe Vassell steps up and some guys. But I've mentioned it before. I don't trust their supporting cast on a night-in, night-out basis.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to bother.
I feel pretty good about Memphis, not going to lie. I don't know why this line is so short. It's kind of disrespectful, actually. Like, give me 6.5 and make me think about it.
Yeah.
2.5. You're basically saying that Memphis can't, Memphis is going to win the game.
I think Memphis is the better team. So
yeah. I'm confused about that. Maybe this is a Wemby masterclass and it just shuts me all the way up. But I have no idea why this is 2.5.
And it's not like Jaw's questionable or anything.
No. Yeah, like I don't get it. Maybe this is a Wemby masterclass and I'm completely wrong, but I'm all over Memphis here. I have no idea why this is this short.
I think it might just be an overreaction of the Laker game, but we'll see.
Okay. All right. Hopefully.
I
would very much prefer to hit my bet than be wrong. All right. Houston Rockets on the road going to play the Denver Nuggets. Denver off a back-to-back thrashing of the Mavericks. Now they welcome in what some could say is probably the best defense in the league, or at least one of the top defenses.
I got the Thunder at 1, but you could put Houston anywhere from like 2 to 4, I would say.
So Houston catching one on the road, basically a pick 'em here. 231.5 is the total. I can tell you that's way too high. We got Tari Eason is a doubtful still with that lower leg injury. No Jock Landale here, and no Jabari Smith with that broken hand. For the Nuggets, don't have an injury report, but I don't recall seeing anything. I mean, they destroyed them.
It is a back-to-back. The question is, like, do they sit Murray or anybody on a back-to-back?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Yeah, does Murray sit? Or maybe Gordon, because Gordon's on a minutes restriction, so maybe Gordon sits on the back-to-back. But
I don't think they sit him because he's coming off the bench now. He only played 18 minutes last night. I think Gordon will play. They're probably going to want to play him just to get him up to speed. So I think Gordon is going to end up playing. But the question is Murray, who had a masterclass game, who couldn't miss a shot yesterday. And the question is, do you use him on back-to-backs? But the line flipped pretty heavily in this game. Houston was -2.5.
Yeah.
And then Nuggets went to -1.5. So I think I am going to go Denver in this one at home. Houston, we've said for years, they're a lot better at home than on the road. Common theme here. Denver's been good. I mean, Houston, though, has actually been good on the road this year.
I was about to say this. I was waiting for you to finish. That was going to be my counteract. This is not Houston of old. 12-5.
In the past, they've been, I guess my concern, though, for the Rockets, I still don't really trust them late in close games. They survived against the Grizzlies twice. Denver's so good in late game execution situations that I just feel like if the game turns into a slugfest that comes down to the final 2 minutes, Denver's just going to get better looks down the stretch. And the game's going to be close. So in a close game, I'll go with the team that I trust more in crunch time at home. I'll go with Denver, -1.5. I like a couple props in this game, though. I already bet Amin Thompson. I got his over 9.5 rebounds at +110. I don't know why it's +110, but I took it.
It was what? Wait, you got what?
I got Amin Thompson over 9.5 rebounds at +110.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why that's plus money. He's had 13 plus rebounds in 3 of the last 4.
Yeah.
So I took that, but I'll go with Denver. I just think that at home, this team, of course, is still dangerous to deal with. I think the game will be close. I got my ass kicked on this yesterday. Halftime, full time. Like, once again, you want to consider it, but I can see Houston starting off well and then I'd say struggling down the stretch.
I think that, I think that is pretty much. I think that's pretty much. It's a good run. Denver's having a very good run. I think it comes to a hold here. I mean, the last time they played a team with this level of defense was Boston, and they really struggled to score in that game. And I think that this game is going to be a lot of the same. I could see this being a Jokic has a 30-point game and they still lose the game because nobody else is able to hit a shot. Nobody else is able to get any type. Jamal Murray is not coming in and being the number 2 that he is supposed to be. I'm on the Rockets. I think the Rockets defense is really going to give them problems. I think Jokic is going to get his. I would still take Jokic props, but I think that Jamal Murray's going to have a tough day trying to get open, trying to get some space. It's going to be way harder than what he saw yesterday for sure. And I think that Michael Porter Jr., they had like Amon Thompson. I think he can do a good job on him. Tari Eason is really that thing that puts this Rockets team over the top for me, where it's going to make me hard to bet against them any given day, because that's just, again, too long of wings and too good of defenders to add into the lineup. But Amon Thompson being in that starting lineup, I think he can really neutralize a lot of what Michael Porter Jr. is doing in this game as well. I like Houston. I think Houston is going to kind of walk away with this one, and it's not going to come down to more of, hey, can they figure out who can get a bucket at the end, but more of, yeah, Denver just not going to be able to score.
I just don't know how they're going to stop Joker. I mean, they did a good job last time, as in December 2023, actually. So it was a long time ago. Last time they faced off, I saw Joker go 9 of 26, so he just couldn't hit a shot. But the last couple games, 23, 16, and 5, that was the bad shooting game. 32, 10, and 15, 38, 19, and 8, 36, 21, and 11. 36, 21, and 11. I don't know how they're going to guard this damn guy. What's Shane? I
think a 30-point loss is in the future for Jokic today.
You think they get run out of the build?
No, okay. A 30-point, like he has a 30-point game
loss.
and a loss. I would,
cool.
And I'm probably going to have some type of that going on today of Jokic having some form of a big game because Şengün can't do shit at all.
Pretty much. That's also why I'm in rebounds, though, because I think that Şengün is going to be in basically just forced to.
He's going to be a hell.
Yeah, foul trouble or whatever. But that's why I kind of pivoted to Amon. But I think Joker should have 30 and change.
Yeah. So all over Joker. We're both split on the end result, but we both like Joker. I like the under because I think Denver is going to struggle to score in this one with that Houston defense. So give me under 231.5.
I'll agree with you on the under.
Charlotte Hornets are, I can't wait to bet this game. All right, the Charlotte Hornets are on the road going to play the Utah Jazz. Charlotte's laying 5 here. 220.5 is the total. Hold on, Scott. Injury report here, and we have Trey Mann is still out for the Charlotte Hornets. For the Utah Jazz, we got Keontae George questionable with the hip injury. Jordan Clarkson's out. John Collins is out. Johnny Juzang out. Lauri Markkanen out. Colin Sexton that's the main one out. Yeah, I mean, the whole starting 5 is out, Scott, except Walker Kessler.
Yeah,
the entire starting 5 for the Utah Jazz, except for Walker Kessler, is out of the game.
You know, they kind of had to, though, because Utah benched a bunch of guys and they beat the Nets. So they had to, re-up the tank a little bit.
Let me go NBA All-Star vote.
LaMelo still won?
Let's see what the update is. All right. The return of the second fan vote. LaMelo still leading the guards.
I mean, LiAngelo is helping with that.
Yo, I just want you to know. I mean, well, Shea is leading the guards on the West, but on the East, LaMelo is leading the guards, and it's not close. He's got a 300,000 vote gap between him and Donovan Mitchell. When I say LaMelo is about to go into this game and shoot some of the craziest shots that we have seen, like he's going to be dying. Like he's literally just putting together his all-star performance during this run that he's going on. I cannot wait to bet LaMelo today. I don't know what angle I'm going to bet on. We can talk about it. It can be points, rebounds, and assists, triple-double. Doesn't matter. I'm betting LaMelo in some shape or form in this game. He's going to go crazy.
I mean, once again, I'm going to sound like a hater because I've been critical of LaMelo and he's going to be an all-star and everything. I don't think he plays winning basketball, and I thought he single-handedly caused them to lose that game against the Suns last time out. But the thing is, Utah's not using any good players. Like, you're just looking at the roster. I like Kessler. That's basically it. I mean, Sexton's been good this season. He's not going to play. Lauri, we know, is good. He's not going to play. Collier had a monster game, but he can't really shoot besides that one game against the Nets. The argument for, the Hornets is the fact that they actually have a lot of guys that are healthy for this game. So even though it is a toilet bowl...
I'm fading toilet bowl principles in this game. I can't do it.
Because Charlotte actually is trying. Utah's front office waved the entire flag on the entire game and said, we're trying to just blow this game, completely.
Yeah.
So Charlotte better win this game. I mean, Charlotte's been, once again, atrocious for the last couple of months at this point. But, LaMelo's going to jack up 25 shots. and he might attempt 17 threes again. Who knows? He'll probably end up with like 30 and 10 if I had to guess in this game. But I'm just saying, once again, for the All-Star stuff, I would take Cade Cunningham over LaMelo in 2 seconds, and I wouldn't hesitate. Is that a hot take?
Boo, you're boring. Boring basketball. We like to be entertained. Are you not entertained? Did you see the off glass? And KD said, "What the fuck?"
I know the off glass pass to himself.
Come on, man. This man is fun. He's fun
definitely
to watch.
fun. But if you're asking, it's also fun because it's like watching a car accident in slow motion.
And then if you combine LaMelo with the Hornets play-by-play announcer, I mean, this is great.
I get it. It's a spectacle. It's a losing spectacle, but it's a spectacle. I'm just saying I would take Cade over him in 2 seconds. But he'll be an all-star. He'll probably start. My point is the Hornets should win this game and cover. But if LaMelo ends up going 9 for 30 and they lose the game outright, I would not be surprised either. So give me LaMelo either points and assists probably if I had to go for something. Because he's still going to have the ball in his hands the entire time. But I don't find LaMelo's style of play nearly as entertaining as other people. Because I think it's mostly bad basketball. But occasionally, you get a great highlight in there. And that's why, it's entertaining. But for the most part, it's a mess half the time. At least for me watching him play.
Instant highlight, instant ball. The people that love LaMelo are the people that used to be sitting in computer class watching Ball is Life all day. And Seventh Woods having crazy monster dunks.
I thought he was gonna be so good at North Carolina, and Seventh Woods just did absolutely nothing.
Seventh Woods, like arguably that is a hoop mixtape that I think
he was him in high school though. He was the guy. He was the guy in high school. They did nothing in North Carolina, but
crazy. Yeah.
If you want to get Lonte riled up, mention Seventh Woods to him because he's a big North Carolina guy. Seventh Woods didn't work out at North Carolina. But
his high school mixtape was so nasty.
Yeah, it's an all-time mixtape.
So nasty.
But
definitely, I definitely think it's one of those ones that people should talk about a little bit.
I mean, I got Zion and John Wall as probably the top two.
Oh, Austin Rivers is like the greatest. Austin Rivers is the greatest one of all time. But
I still think the John Wall. I think the John Wall one's got to be top 3. That John Wall one was crazy back in the day.
Yeah, it was. It was. Man, shout out to East Coast basketball. All right. Let's see here. We've got the next game up. Minnesota Timberwolves on the road Minnesota Timberwolves at home, welcoming the Golden State Warriors, who are on the road. Timberwolves are laying 6. 215 is total. Sick report? Let's see. Trace Jackson Davis is questionable with thumb injury. We've got Gary Payton, who is probable. We've got Kyle Anderson, who is questionable. Jesus Christ. Draymond is on the sick report, questionable with an illness. We've got Kuminga and Pajimski, who are both still out. Kuminga is waiting to be reevaluated, so he's going to be out for a while. And shouldn't expect to see Pajimski anytime soon, if you didn't know that. Only thing on the injury report for the Minnesota Timberwolves is Terrence Shannon.
Texas Tech?
Wow, Terrence Shannon has played minutes this year?
Texas Tech?
No, that's Terrence Shannon ain't Illinois.
Was he?
I'm pretty sure. Is he not Illinois? Terrence Shannon.
Why did I think he was Texas Tech?
Am I tripping?
I don't know.
Maybe? Oh no, yeah. Yeah.
Was he on both?
Yeah, from Chicago. Played Illinois the first 2 years. That's what the last couple of years. Illinois.
So he was on Texas Tech at some point, though.
I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember the Texas Tech Terrence Shannon years. I remember Illinois way more vividly, but that's because that was the more recent.
I think Illinois was just more talented, so he kind of like blended in more.
Tech,
he was one of the best players on Tech. That's why I remember him there.
I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh, Texas Tech. I don't remember that. All right. Yeah.
I know ball.
Yeah,
he was on Tech.
Yeah, you do. Good job, Scott. Yeah, good 2019. Yeah, good job. All right. I mean, for one, every single time that we can constantly, and it happens all the time, but every single time we get Minnesota up here laying points, I'm always concerned. But then I look at who they're playing, and I'm like,
this makes sense.
I'm not as concerned anymore.
I remember when the Warriors were good for the first month and a half, and it was a great time to talk about them.
And it was
This
a great
team
time
sucks.
to victory lap of the freaking Warriors looking good and possibly being a playoff team. Yeah, they're not good.
They're terrible.
Injured to hell and back. They haven't recovered from that at all.
I mean, Kuminga's a big piece for this team. That's the main thing that I've noticed from the stretch, which we already knew. I think everybody knew except for Steve Kerr, who kept playing him off the bench for some reason. And then Kuminga started, and he's like, oh, this Kuminga guy's actually pretty good. It's like, yeah, no shit. Like, we've known he's been good for like 3 years. You just haven't figured that out yourself. Point is, though, with Kuminga being out now, they don't really have any wing guys. I like Kyle Anderson as an overall like bench player, but should he be playing that many minutes? Probably not. And he's questionable, too. Draymond might not play. I don't know. Draymond and Rudy might fight. So that's a fun one. Can I bet on a technical foul in this game? You might see Draymond try to choke him. We'll see what happens. But the Warriors aren't a good team. I took Toronto against them a couple days ago as my lock, and that won because the Warriors were favored and they lost outright. They're just not a good team. Like, they're just not. I'll go with Minnesota. This team might not be great, but at least they've been looking a bit better recently. That counts for something. You got to start somewhere. The Warriors look like a lost cause right now. At least Minnesota's putting together some good games. There are some bad games in there, but there are some good games. That's good enough for me. I'll go with Minnesota at home.
Only thing I'm scared of is the Steph masterclass that pulls them within this. But
that's the only
I'm
way
not
that you
willing.
see them.
Yeah,
covering.
I know. And Ant's got to have a good game, but Ant gets up for the Warriors. So
if Golden State wins this game, I like the under because I'm just expecting an ugly game. I think that Steph has a big game.
I would take the under regardless. I think the under is actually the better play in this one.
I think it is the better play, but the argument is if Golden State's going to win, then you like the under because Steph has a master class. Nobody else can shoot, and they find a way to win an ugly game. That's kind of what you're looking at, but I don't think Golden State can really score enough. They have no scoring depth.
How many revenge?
With Kuminga being out too.
How many revenge games does Kyle Anderson have?
I would say a lot, but not as many as you'd think.
Yeah, it's not as many as I would think.
No.
Wow. He only has 3 revenge games.
I was going to say he doesn't have many because he was
San Antonio, Grizzlies, and Minnesota.
Yeah. But the argument is that he did play at UCLA, so maybe there is some type of California connection there, but
if anything bad happens, he does have if anything really, really bad happens, he does have a 4th revenge game against the Austin Spurs.
Okay.
So if it comes down to it, he does have another revenge game against the Austin Spurs.
Kyle Anderson, once again, UCLA. I know ball, no big deal, Just saying, throwing it out there. But I like Kyle Anderson. He's the only guy. He's the one who cursed out Rudy Gobert in that group huddle that one time. Remember that year though with Minnesota?
What if Kyle Anderson is the one that's headlocking Rudy Gobert in this game?
You remember that though? A couple times that year we had
he called him a bitch.
We had Anderson doubles a couple times that year, and we hit 10-1 or 15-1 a couple times on that.
Yeah, it was back to back. It was back to back to back.
I think Anderson's pretty good as a role player. I think he's a good guy to have on the team. But the point is,
if Draymond's out, and wait, let me look at that.
I think Draymond's going to play in this game personally, but we'll see.
If Draymond is out. Yeah, no, I just need Draymond being out. If Draymond's out, then I feel good about Kyle Anderson actually putting together a little bit of a stat sheet in this game.
Yeah, I think Anderson could still put up 8, 5, and 5, classic Kyle Anderson line, something like that.
And that's probably really juiced for him.
It actually wasn't
5, 5, and 5. That's probably a pretty juiced play.
I looked it up the other day though, but when Draymond was out, I think that paid out at 3-1. It wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be. But that was with Draymond being out. So if Draymond's back, you probably can get a boost on that.
All right. Let's see here. Miami Heat on the road going to play the Los Angeles Lakers in the Bron Bowl. For some reason the Lakers are laying 5.5. 216 is the total.
LeBron revenge game? Question mark.
Or Miami revenge game.
Literally a 0% reason for LeBron to be mad at Miami. He just chose to leave. Miami gave him everything he wanted. There is no revenge. They got him what he wanted.
We've got a probable tag on Bam is questionable to play, but I think he's going to play. No Jimmy, no Josh Richardson. For the Lakers, you got AD and Bron with their usual probable tags. I don't know why Bronny is up here. Dorian Finney-Smith is out for personal reasons. I assume probably has something to do with the fires. And Hood Schifino is out as well. He hasn't played forever. I was listening to I was watching Inside the NBA yesterday, and they were talking about all the Jalens, and they were like, "Can you name all the Jalens?" And they said Jalen Hood Schifino, and I was like, "Jesus Christ!" I didn't even think he counted. Like,
remember when Lakers fans were convinced that he was the steal of the draft, and he proceeded to just never play?
Yeah.
Indiana, I know Bull. He was good at Indiana.
I'm weak. You know who else went to Indiana?
Victor Oladipo.
I was going to say Trace Jackson Davis.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because we just talked about
We're both not wrong.
Yeah, we're not. You could have said you know the game?
Yeah.
What's the game on TikTok where they be like, you say a word and we both have to try to say the same thing? Like that's in that word. Like if you say a fruit, we both have to try to be like apple.
Orange. Okay.
Oh, dang it. God dang it.
We tried. It's fine. It's all good. We tried.
God damn it, Scott.
We tried, man.
All right, man. Miami's a dog. Like at the end of the day, I fucking hate Miami.
For the record, Jimmy Butler said he's coming back, but he's not playing in this game. So if you're waiting for Jimmy Butler, you're gonna have to keep waiting. So.
Yeah, I mean, Miami's a dog. That's all we had to really say here. I'm not taking the Lakers. I'm not taking the Lakers as a favorite in any situation, but especially not as a favorite to Miami. Miami plays well on the road. Miami plays well as a dog on the West Coast. We know Miami is a dog overall. Like, there's really nothing. There's no way you could sell me on Lakers here.
Yeah, I'll go with the. I think I'd go with the Heat. Like the argument is the Lakers might have a get-up spot after losing to the Spurs by. They got blown out, like completely blown out in that game. At the same point, though, do I like this team? No. Like, I don't like either of these teams, but at least the Heat I know try on a game-in, game-out basis. Like, I don't really know what exactly I'm supposed to like in the Lakers right now. The argument is, LeBron and AD have monster games and they'll figure it out, but Spo always makes these games extremely competitive. Spo will go zone. This team can't shoot. Does Connect even play anymore? Remember when he was Rookie of the Year candidate and now he barely plays because he can't guard anybody?
Hey, remember when JJ Redick was drawing up plays for him at the draft and he's not playing now?
He had that monster game against Utah where he scored scored 25 points in a quarter, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I might win Rookie of the Year," and then he proceeded to just never play again.
I think the most important person on a team is probably the recruiting department.
Yeah, that's fair.
The scout department, because you've got to hit on these guys in the later part of the draft, or it's just like you wasted a whole year.
Yeah, I feel like once again it's a spot where I'll take Miami. This game should get weird. Both teams are weird. So give me a close game in general. If you want to go Lakers, maybe Lakers 1-10, but I don't really want to bother. I think the Heat can find a way to make this game very ugly. I like the under in this game. Maybe Hawkes has a solid game where he has 15, 8, and 5. He could have a solid game like that. We don't know if Bam's going to play or not. We'll see. But I think, once again, the Lakers laying 5.5, I'm not interested in. If there's two teams I don't trust, kind of like the Hawks game against the Suns from yesterday. If I don't like either team, I'll take the points because I'll pick the one team that does not have to actually win by margin in this game. So, yeah, once again, if you want to bet this game, I'm rooting for you. Spoiler, I'm not going to bet this game because I don't trust either team. Hopefully Bam plays. He's been really bad this season compared to his usual standards, at least lately. But at least defensively, he gives you some option to throw on AD. But I do think at the end of the day, I'll go with Miami to keep it close. Think it's a spot where Miami can win it outright. So I'll go with the Heat for the value. I'll go Heat money line for this game. Why not? We'll get weird with it.
All right. Yeah.
If the Lakers win, I wouldn't be shocked, but why would I want to
nothing.
I feel better putting money on Miami getting points than putting money on the Lakers alone.
If I lost Miami getting points, then I'm perfectly fine with that. The Lakers aren't going to win and cover too many times.
Spo's going to go zone. The Lakers can't shoot from the outside. You're going to see the Lakers have a couple of dry spells over the course of this game. I like the under. I think it's going to be a very ugly game.
All right. This guy's killing me. Next game up, last game up. Brooklyn Nets on the road. After that,
hell of a performance. Yeah.
Move your hand. Get out the way. Come on, Brooklyn. They were a 2-1 dog. Ridiculous.
They led basically the entire game. They dominated.
Yeah, ridiculous. They're catching 14 here against the Los Angeles Clippers. 213.5 is the total. Nothing for Brooklyn because they just played yesterday. But for the Clippers, nothing. PJ Tucker's out, so nothing.
He's not injured. He's just out.
Yeah,
We don't know what he's doing, but he's just away from the team.
he's probably watching the games.
He's got the best job in the NBA, getting paid not to be there.
Well, yeah. I still a fired head coach is like. I mean, if I got a head
you get that
coaching
long-term
job,
severance pay. You get that long-term.
if I got a head coaching job, I would be just like guys like Adrian Griffin, doing everything I can to get fired as soon as possible, just so I can just not have anything to do and collect a check. Just
Adrian Griffin had that weird moment though because he got fired while he was winning, and he's getting paid. So that's interesting.
That's real. Like, that is real motivation to getting fired.
It was
real motivation. Oh man. All right.
James Harden revenge game? Question mark.
James Harden revenge game.
I gotta ask. I mean, I like Harden's assist in this game anyway, but I am just wondering. But I think for the sake of this game, it's tough to tell who's going to actually play for the Nets because Russell came off the bench yesterday. He played well. He had 9 assists in like 20-something minutes. You're looking at Claxton, who might not play, did not play yesterday. Cam Johnson came back. He looked good. I'm going to take the points. When the Nets are actually not totally dead, the team's not bad.
Yeah.
Like, I think this is a lot of points. The Clippers might win the game, but winning by like 2 touchdowns? That's a lot. I'll take the Nets. I think they hang in there. I'm assuming you agree. 14.5 is a ton.
Yeah, but I don't know who's playing. It might be 14.5 because
correct. But the point is, if the Nets go back to the lineup they were using a week ago before D'Lo and Johnson came back, we're using a bunch of scrubs basically playing 40 minutes a night. They should lose by 30. But assuming that D'Lo and Johnson play and Claxton's maybe back in the lineup,
yeah, I agree.
It's a disrespectful line.
I agree.
So that's where I'm at.
Wait for the injury report for me. It's pretty.
You have to. For
I gotta get. If I get Cam Johnson, I get D'Lo and all of them. Then yeah, sure, I'll take the Nets. But if the Nets just don't go out there and field a competent basketball team, yeah, no, lay the points with the Clippers.
I think that's why, though, I actually do like the Nets that much. It's because the Nets this season have gone out of their way to announce who's not playing the night prior. And I really appreciate it. There is no waiting it out. They'll tell you 2 days in advance.
Oh yeah, we know 100% Ben Simmons is not playing.
Johnson's out for 3 weeks. It's like, all right, great, thanks. I don't have to worry about that. So
Ben Simmons is not playing, so you know that one's not coming.
No, the Nets will tell you the night before, like, oh no, load management. Like, yeah, Simmons is just out. So like, all right, great. I know exactly what to do for props. Okay, great. So I appreciate that. I wish more teams did that.
Robert said he doesn't see any of the guys who played yesterday not playing today. Yeah, good luck watching Ben Simmons. I feel pretty confident saying Ben Simmons is not playing a back-to-back here.
If Ben Simmons plays, I'll take the under points.
I feel very confident saying Ben Simmons is not playing in this game.
Tell you what, though, if D'Lo plays and Simmons doesn't, give me D'Lo double-double.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. He had 9 assists yesterday off the bench.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you. I do have they're not available in all states, but somebody sent me from Chicago some lines on Unrivaled that I've already dropped. So you can get them in select markets and select states already, but you gotta just go check the books. That was on DK, I'm pretty sure. Shout out to sponsor DK, friend of the program. All right, lock, dog, underdog. Let's figure this out, Scott. Do we switch up because we only hit 1 of 4 yesterday?
No, we can just do whatever. I mean, once again, I got reverse swept for the first time in like 3
Okay.
months.
All right. So yeah, go ahead.
I'm not gonna. All right. For the lock on the show, I'm thinking of what I want to go with because I do like that Amin Thompson rebounds, but I don't know if I want to take it as my lock. That Grizzlies spread is just staring me right in the damn face. I think
I will say I did take it on the other show.
I think I am going to take Memphis. I think I am. I think 2.5 is too low.
Yeah.
I think San Antonio had a great game against the Lakers, a team that we don't really like. But Memphis, they had a couple of tough losses there against Houston, games they could have won. I think they're the better team, objectively speaking. I think that they're the much better team. Bane's on the injury report. Ja's on the injury report. Everyone's healthy for once, at least the main guys. So I think Memphis is better. I think 2.5 is too low. Give me the Grizzlies minus 2.5 as my lock. For my dog, let me see if there's a prop I could actually, or do I want to go win margin actually for this one? I think I could go for a good win margin in this one. I mean, I think the Bulls might kill the Hawks, so I'm not going to do that one. For the win margin, I thought about maybe doing Minnesota, but the Warriors I can't stand, so I'm not going to do that. For my win margin, give me the Bucks 1-10 in this game. I think that even though Orlando could be live to win the game, they are still a lot better at home than on the road. I think Milwaukee has still a bit too much star power for the Magic to handle. I know Giannis couldn't hit a free throw last meeting, and he still dropped 40 plus against this team. I think Ja's gonna have. I think that. Sorry, not Ja. I think Giannis gonna have a great game, assuming he ends up playing. You can find win margin though for the Bucks on this one. Bucks 1-10 is plus 175. I like that quite a bit. I think there's some value there. I was trying to see if I could find value on Giannis, like 30 plus points and Milwaukee to win, but that's only plus 134. It's not good enough. These teams have been having very competitive battles all season long. I think it's a good price. Give me the Bucks 1-10 at plus 175.
All right. I do like that play. For my lock, locking up Charlotte is kind of crazy.
I mean, it's not that crazy when you factor in no Sexton, no Laurie. They are punting the game, basically.
I have an idea. I have an idea how I'll do that. I'll say that.
Don't be a hater. Take Charlotte. Come on.
I have an idea how I'll do that. I'll take that for the dog. For my lock. Wow. A lot of these like sides are just uninspiring. Yeah. Wow. I realize I don't really like the slate too much.
You take Houston. You liked Houston.
I can't double lock Memphis. I already did that.
You felt pretty good about Houston, though.
I do. So that's what I'm deciding. I'm deciding if I either want to take Houston or just go with Jokic over 29.5.
Okay. I don't know how Şengün's going to guard him, so
yeah, I'm gonna just take Jokic. I can't see. Like I feel pretty good in saying that. I think that Jokic is gonna have a good game.
He's had at least 32 points in 3 of the last 4 against this team.
And he's been really good this season in terms of scoring the basketball. And I really don't think anybody else is doing the work. It's just, do I want to play Houston or do I want to play Jokic?
You can parlay. You can do Joker, 30 with Houston to win.
Yeah, but then that would force me to take Charlotte laying 5 as my lock, which would also be annoying. So
come on, LaMelo's in first place by 300,000 votes. Come on.
No, but I can't lay 5 in the toilet bowl. That's ridiculous. I know how I'm going to play that game. So yeah, we're going to take Jokic over 29.5. That's the lock. I feel really good about Jokic just absolutely destroying Şengün today. For the dog, we're going to take Charlotte money line, and we're going to parlay it with any kind of. I mean, we're going to throw a dart at the board, and we're going to pick a random LaMelo prop, and we're going to parlay that with Charlotte money line because, come on, man, this is the number 1 leading guard in the East. Yes. Mm-hmm. All right, Charlotte money line for sure. Let's see. Do we want to go with? I wish I had shot attempts.
We all do.
We can go, or should we go the full combo with LaMelo? Should I take the points or should I go full combo?
If you think control doubles on the cards, then you can go full.
I mean, it's always in the card. It's LaMelo.
The issue might be rebounding though, because Kessler's good at rebounding and etc. But I think the assist should be there. I don't mind PA for LaMelo.
Okay. All right, we'll call it down the middle. We'll do PA. So let's see. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. I think LaMelo's covering every single line. Let's see here. So we can go. No, regular's boring. 40. That feels good because he can easily walk into like 35. Man. Yeah, I'm sold on that. Let's go with LaMelo. 40 plus points and assists and a money line win for him. He does it all. Puts on a show against the B team for the Utah Jazz, who play bad defensively anyways.
What's the price on that?
2-1.
2-1? Right.
Yeah, 2-1. All I need is like 33-7. That is well in his realm of possibility today. Well in the realm of possibility. I'm totally sold on the LaMelo train here. I'll probably have more bets on LaMelo going on later today. All right. Underdog.
LaMelo, just run it back. I'm not going to say no. I mean, the ball's in his hands every possession.
Let's see here. I wish it was later. They have a whole bunch of more stuff open, like right before the game starts. All right. Let's see here. What else you got while I pull that up?
I like Amon rebounds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we can
Which I'm assuming you'll co-sign.
I will. All right. LaMelo. Let's see. Is there anything spicy here for LaMelo? Double-double is 1.5x. What is his double-double price?
I can pull that up. Probably higher than that.
Yeah, more than likely high. But still, why is it higher than that? Is it really higher than that? Yeah,
well,
it's plus 170.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, it might be just because he takes so many shots that the assist might not be there, but I mean,
what's
the potential
double-double
should
in a
be there.
win? What's double-double in a win? +2. Nope. All right, give me I changed my dog. I want LaMelo double-double in a win for plus 236.
All right. So does that mean for this you want to do PA?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we'll just swap it. Okay, so we got LaMelo PA. We have Amon rebounds, and then for the last one, I doubt they have net stuff.
Oh, they got first 5-minute plays here from LaMelo. That's crazy. they're
that's
locking
wild.
in. Oh, wait. No, never mind. I found it. Okay. And then we got Amon rebounds. And then what else?
I don't know. You want to go Brunson? No? You want to go?
I don't want anything to do with that Knicks Philly game.
Okay, that's fine. You want to go with?
We can go anything in Memphis, San Antonio, Atlanta, Chicago, probably.
Actually, you know what? Do they have BAM props or BAM stuff?
All right.
What
are we doing?
No, I like the lower on BAM.
Oh, still.
Okay, fine.
No, because we take the lower, and then he goes and he has the masterclass game, and I come back here on Thursday or whenever the heck I'm supposed to come back, and I talk about how we're not supposed
to. Fine. Can we do James Harden assist?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Or Jokic.
No, we'll just do Harden.
Okay. 7.5.
Yeah, it's very low.
All right. We have LaMelo Ball higher, 36.5 points and assists. We have Amen Thompson higher, 9.5 rebounds. And we have James Harden higher, 7.5 assists. That's going to be 6.07x, Scott. That's going to get you $100, get you $607 over there at Underdog Fantasy. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. Scott, anything else for people before we get up out of here?
No, should be fun. A lot of games tonight. Let's make some money.
Yeah. Let's do it. He's at Rush Hour Radio. I'm at really route __. Make sure you give us a follow. Yeah, that's really it. At SGPN NBA. Make sure you give us a 5-star rating review and like the video on your way out. Other than that, I have nothing else to say. Nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just going to end it like this. So we are out of here. Joker for King of the Court today.